So I come from a long line of educators. My mom was an English teacher, my father taught math, my grandma ran a nursery school, and my grandfather actually ran an education rehabilitation center. I love education. This is what I live for. I've done it pretty much all my life, and to be able to come to Clark County to help lead this incredible community would just be a dream beyond words. And thank you so much for that question.
I guess the question I have, I work for KLAS and now my name is Josh Picaro. You're the only candidate who doesn't have ties to the district. Explain to the people in the community the value of being an outsider and why trustees should vote for you or pick you.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for the question. I think the issue is you want somebody who can do the job. Insider, outsider. What I'd like to believe I bring is I've been a school district superintendent for many years, and I've been able to move districts through tremendous growth. When I got to Lansing, we had a 62% graduation rate. We now have an 88% graduation rate. We've raised the attendance by 14 points. We've raised test scores in every subject, in every grade. We've actually increased enrollment. And just last month, Harvard and Stanford released a study that said that in the last 3 years, Lansing had the highest reading growth rates out of any of the hundreds of districts in Michigan. I think the question that the community should always ask is, how can you get the best person to be the superintendent who's going to support children, support staff, and support the community? And what I would posit is, with my background and my trajectory, is I've been able to do that. I have been a school district superintendent. I have been somebody that's moved districts forward, and I've really been able to help move communities. And so that's the way I would answer it. Insider, outsider, this district, this amazing 300,000 kid, 40,000 employee, 2.4 million people community deserves somebody who has done the job. And that is what I think I can do here. Thank you.
Joe Mueller, Channel 13. When it comes to the students being impacted by COVID-19, that sort of disruption that they had from the pandemic, fourth graders now have lower reading levels because of that pandemic. Do you have a plan for that and how you would address those sort of issues? I'm sure that you've addressed them at other districts as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, COVID impacted the world, absolutely. And sadly, when you look at proficiency rates, they're lower than they were pre-COVID in a lot of places. The job of a superintendent is to move a district forward. The plan is to have great teaching. The plan is to support our families. The plan is to do everything we're supposed to run a great school district. And so, yes, COVID happened, and yes, we're behind the 8 ball, but everything we do, empowering our faculty, making sure that they have the resources they need, making sure that our kids are supported, making sure that the parents are listened to, all of those things, that's what's going to happen, and we're going to be able to take Clark County to great and new heights.
Rocio, go ahead.
Hi, my name's Rocio. I'm a reporter from the Nevada Independent. You're at a school district right now that's significantly smaller than CCSD, with, I'm assuming, a smaller budget than we do.
Sure.
How would you handle a district of this size with 200,000 students and I think $4 billion budget?
It is. So yeah, the budget's about $4 billion. You've got 300,000 students. It's true. I run a district of 11,000 kids, and the budget is about $225 million. But I also sat on the New York City School Board, which had 1 million students and 1,700 schools. And the truth is when you're running large districts, be them 10,000 kids or 300,000 kids, is that when you set up systems and structures so that when you hold people accountable and you support them, the size, once it's kind of over 10,000, you're able to create a district and a kind of an accountability structure that will work anywhere. And so, yeah, maybe I can't meet every single teacher, but I'd like to try. And I think that what matters for running a school district is making sure that you have the supports in place that teachers can do their jobs, that kids can learn, that parents feel listened to. And you can do that in a district, a large or small. It's about making sure that you have the right priorities and the right goals. And what I look forward to is, if I am chosen to be the superintendent, is how we're going to increase those graduation rates, how we're going to make sure that we get the vacancy rate of teachers to be lower, how are we going to get rid of the number of 1-star schools and make them more 5-star schools. Those are the things that a leader can do in big district, small district. It's about systems and structures and helping each and every one of your employees and your community members to feel empowered and to do their job.
Tiffany.
Mr. Shuldiner, Tiffany Lane with Channel 3. So what do you believe from this perspective is the biggest challenge that the district is currently facing, and what would you do to address it?
I mean, I think there's a couple of things. It's not one big thing, but I think there's a sense of loss of hope There's a sense of negativity. There's a sense of, frustration and fatigue. And I think one of the things that we have to do in this district is to know how great this place is. There are some incredible teachers, incredible kids, incredible schools. That is powerful. And I think that when we start to focus on what can happen, things can really change. But we also have to be really honest about what's not working. We can't paper things over. We can't say, everything's great. It's not. And we have to be honest and open about what it is that is not working. 120 plus one-star schools, we've got to fix that. Graduation rate of 81%, we got to fix that. Proficiency rates in math in high school, less than 20%, we've got to fix that. But the way that you do that is by having systems and structures and accountability and support. And so I think there's not one thing that's going to change this district to be incredible, but it's going to be an amalgam of programs and processes. And also, I will say, making sure that the budget is spent wisely. We need to make sure that the money is in the classrooms. We need to make sure that the money is in the teachers' hands and in the classrooms' hands and the students' hands, and that if there is bloat in the bureaucracy of the central office, we're going to get rid of that. Because if you're going to say that the key is to help kids succeed, you need to find every way to bring as many dollars into the classroom as possible so that the teachers are supported with a great salary, as well as with great support networks, as well as equipment, as well as curriculum, whatever it is. So look, this is a big district, as we just heard. It's not like there's one magic bullet, but really if you can create a vision of really raising standards, holding people accountable to it with love and support and not in a punitive and onerous way, you're going to be able to move mountains.
Last question over here. Katie.
Hi, Katie from the Review Journal. You've emphasized your ability to have good relationships with government entities. What would you specifically ask for from the legislature? What do you really think CCSD needs, either in this legislative session or in the future, besides obviously money?
Other than money, look, I think that I wouldn't even ask from the legislature. What I would say is what I want to give is I want to give them the ability to trust us. Right now, what I am seeing is a disconnect between the district and the state, the district and the power. There's a lot of distrust here, and probably for good reason. So the job that I would have is I'm not going to ask them for anything. What I want is for us to show them that they can trust us to do our job. Because right now, what they're thinking about is ways to change the policies and control certain things. And they're doing that because they don't trust us right now. And honestly, we haven't proven that we can do the job. And so what I'm going to not ask from them, I want them to ask of me, is they should ask me to prove that this district can do it. And it can. I have met the teachers, I have met the parents, I've met the kids, I've met the faculty. This is an incredible district. It can do its job. And so what I want everybody to know, the politicians, the governor, the parents, everybody, is that you gotta see that we're gonna make magic, and that's gonna be great. And that's what I want them to ask of me. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We'll be right back.